All right, hey, just want to make a quick video to show you guys how to actually make sure your page is really SEO optimized. So what is SEO? Ultimately, that is search engine optimization. So how do you optimize each page on your website so that when someone goes and searches Google, Google actually knows that your page has relevant information and is going to really show your page in the search engine results page, the SERP, right? So how do you know that your page is ranking and optimized? Well, inside of REI BlackBook, we do have an SEO tool. So what I want you to do is you can actually come in. I'm at Tools, Web Tools right now, and I'm inside of our websites. So I want to actually go take a look at a page here inside of my website. And as I'm looking at the pages listed in my website, you're going to see here that we've got an SEO ranker. And you can see here some of it shows okay, a couple of these pages show good, and then some of them just mean not applicable. NA is not applicable because I haven't actually told each page and said, hey, this is the keyword I want to focus on. Okay, now SEO could be an entire training in and of itself. So at this point, we're kind of assuming you get some very basic SEO knowledge and you understand on-page ranking versus off-page rankings, okay? And on-page ranking basically just says, hey, look, you're going to do everything on this page to ensure that it is going to rank higher, or at least Google is going to recognize what the intent of the keyword is, what's the focus of this page, and so that you can rank high. So we can kind of take a look at some pages here, and in fact, let's do our rent-to-own page. So let's see if I can find it here. All right, so we got some lease option homes here. Let me go preview this, see if that's the page I want to take a peek at. All right, so this is our rent-to-own page. And so this is actually, there's not a lot of content on this. We're actually asking for them to tell us what kind of property they're looking for or they're interested in a rent-to-own, right? So you can see here, and let's go back into REI BlackBook. You can see here that our lease option, where did we go? Lease option, the home you want, okay? So we took a look at that. You can see here that the SEO is not applicable. So I haven't even told our tool, the SEO analysis tool, I haven't even told the tool what keyword I would like to be ranked for. So let's go in and actually show you exactly how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the SEO tool. And that's going to go ahead and open up. And right here, you can see here that this basically says, hey, look, this is exactly what your the search engine snippet, really the search engine snippet preview shows you exactly what your page looks like to Google right now. And frankly, it's not very attractive, okay? So there's a couple things you want to be able to do here, all right? So first of all, what we want to do is we want to type in the long tail keyword phrases that we would like to rank for, okay? So I might do, let's do rent to own homes in St. Louis. All right, so St. Louis is my market. Now you may want to, obviously do a little bit of research on what keywords is, but really let me give you the basic understanding here. A keyword is, what are they going to go type into Google? And there are lots of things that are actually even more important to that, but long tail is basically the exact long phrase that they're going to search for, okay? And if you hover over here, the little question mark, it'll give you a little bit more information on that. But we want to rank, if somebody who goes to Google, we want this page to rank for rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. Now, it's pretty easy to quickly see down here that there's a lot of things that we actually need to do. So there's rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. It's not in the article heading, the page title, the URL. It's not in the content or even the meta description. Those are all major factors to rank this page. Now, we do make it easy to do some of this stuff here, so we can actually go ahead and create an SEO-friendly page title. So we're going to go ahead and call this page Rent to Own Homes in St. Louis. All right. Now, as we do this, and let's go ahead and make sure this is the same here. So as we change, you're going to notice page title. All right, turn to green. That's good. Okay, the meta description, that is right here. That's the simple little preview text of exactly what the search engines are going to show folks that are searching for this term. So we actually want that description. We want it here. And so now we can say, all right, so St. Louis Real Estate Solutions is the #1 rent-to-own homes in St. Louis provider. Okay, so there we go. Now I put the keyword in the meta description, and there it goes. It says yes. Okay, it's not in the content. It's not on the page URL or even an article heading. Okay, so we can come up here and change a couple of those things. So we can easily change the title of this page, by the way. Let's do this. There we go. But it's not in the URL either, so we need to change the URL. Okay, so we can actually come in here and hit edit. Let's actually put that in here. Let's hit OK. All right, so now we're going to start getting somewhere. Okay, now it's in the article heading, it's the page title, it's in the meta description. Okay, now the actual page URL, since St. Louis is a little bit different, just because we have a period, I should probably try something else here. Like if you're in Birmingham or Dallas or anything like that, it's going to be a lot easier than if it's got a dot in it, right? So rent to own homes in St. Louis. Now you can see that it's actually in the URL. It's in the page title. Now the article heading, it says no, because guess what? I put that period in there. Okay, so these are little bitty things that Google is actually going to be looking at. All right, and again, I did the same thing. So the meta description. So let me change that. All right, so now it's not in the content. Now I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to go ahead and update this. And as soon as I press the update button, it is going to have to rebuild the links and everything else because I updated the URL. So bear with me here. All right, so now we're back into the page. It does take a minute or two, like I said, for that URL to update, but you can still see that SEO is poor, okay? So we did some things here, article heading, page title, page URL, but you can see that the content, there's no content on the page that actually talks about anything rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. So let's go change that really quick. We can just quickly launch the page builder. And now we can go ahead and let's update this heading here. So we can update that. And let's go ahead and say exactly rent to own homes in St. Louis. All right. Now, there's a lot of stuff that you do need to understand as far as things like keyword stuffing and things like that. Google has really cracked down on that. It used to be they would actually just go and see how many times rent-to-own homes in St. Louis was on your page, and everybody knew it. Smart guys knew that, and so they would come in here and put it 10, 20, 30, 40 times on your page, and that would actually rank you quite higher. That's one of those great things, though, a great tip here, that if you recognize that, well, Google actually recognized it, and so they came in and they changed the algorithm, and then all of those sites just overnight went in the gutter. Okay, so you want to pay attention. I tell folks all the time, look, the reality is you can do a lot of black hat stuff to rank very quickly, but if Google finds out, it can actually disrupt your business just as quickly. Okay, so just be cautious of those things. We always say, hey, good content wins at the end of the day. All right, so you can do a lot of things. I mean, there are so many different things you can do for on-page SEO. For instance, every picture that you have, it typically has, in fact, we'll go look at this right now, your photo settings, okay, can have what they call an alt image, okay? So alt image is just a tag. It's a technical term that says, hey, what if somebody has pictures turned off? What are we going to show in place of that picture? Well, if we come in here, there's a few things here we can actually do. Let's see if we've actually added that in advance. I don't think we did. No, we didn't. Okay, so you can actually come in here and hit edit. And whenever you hit edit, you can actually look at the photo that you're doing. And right here, you're going to notice that it has all kinds of titles and captions and everything else. So if I come in here and do rent to own homes in St. Louis. Same thing. Photo of rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. And then I could do a description and everything else. But bottom line is, this doesn't actually show. And so let's go ahead and select the photo. We'll go ahead and hit save. And that's not actually going to show. Oh, and of course, my image link broke. I apologize about that for the video. But it's actually, well, here's a great example of what an alt image does. So when the photo is actually broken, which it is in this case, and I just need to update the URL, is all I need to do there. But you can see there it says photo of rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. All right, so that's a great example of what that alt text does. But there are lots of little bitty things like that that you can do to improve the search engine optimization. Again, all SEO really means, it really just means search engine optimization. So how do we tell Google that our page is all about rent-to-own homes in St. Louis? So anybody out there Googling rent-to-own homes in St. Louis, Google's going to say, hey, this page really has a lot of good information and good content. So with that, I would probably want to add some more content here. So maybe I can create an article, right, kind of, what rent-to-own homes really means, show some additional pictures, properties, all that fun stuff, and then Google might really start ranking me higher, okay? That's how this stuff works. This is what we call on-page ranking. Now, I'm going to go back into REI BlackBook. So I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Let's publish the changes. And let's go back into our page. So here we go. We actually changed the title of the page, right? So we changed the title of the page. What do we call it? We called it Rent-to-Own Homes in St. Louis, right? So let me go find that. What did I do with the page? Hold on, I apologize. I'm blind. It's gonna jump right out at me. I'm sure it is. Oh, there it is. Rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. Okay, so let me go ahead and open that tool back up. All right, so now it says SEO is good. Okay, so if I come down here, everything is yes. So I've got it in the article heading, the page title, the page URL, content, meta description. Okay, but it's still probably not great, okay? And so you're gonna notice we've got another little tool right here. If you click on the page analysis, it's gonna tell us all the additional things that we can actually do, okay? So the keyword density is 0.23%, which is a bit low. The keyword was found 2 times, okay? The keyword for this page contains 1 or more stop words. Consider removing them, found in. Okay, so that's a good example. Rent-to-own homes in St. Louis. So it could just be rent-to-own homes, St. Louis, right? No outbound links appear on this page. Consider adding some as appropriate. So bottom line is we're going to tell you exactly what is wrong with the page and things that you can do to really enhance or boost your likelihood of being ranked by the search engines, okay? Little things that you may not even think about, like for instance, the copy score is 67 in the and I think it's flesh reading test, which is considered okay to read, okay? So literally, is it readable text, all right? So there's all kinds of things the search engines are looking for, and you can actually start improving your SEO here, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and hit update. And so if you're not using this tool, I'm telling you, you need to start using this tool, okay? It's gonna help your business a ton if you haven't already started using it. So hope that helps, and we'll catch you on another video.